What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's Rob again with Channel Control, and of course, these guys aren't here. And I knew they weren't going to be here because can't show up 3 weeks in a row. That would be impossible. Anyway, so far we've been doing the premieres for all our TV stations, and we've gone through ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and the only person left to do was CW. So CW gave us an entire week of TV shows, premieres, so let's get right into it. Now, the first show we have up is Supergirl. Supergirl is a really good show now. I didn't like it when it was on CBS because I actually lost track of the show when it was there. Most of my time I spend watching, if it's not on Hulu, I'm watching CW or Fox. So I'm going to see the shows that are there. CBS is one of the channels that I kind of went back to for one or two TV shows. And even those shows kind of fell out of a regular watching schedule with me. So Supergirl was at CBS, didn't keep track of it. They moved it to CW. And as far as I'm concerned, from season 1 to season 2, there was a big difference. The show got a lot better to me. And going into this season, it's still trying to find its place, I think. But it's getting better. I like the whole serious, darker side of Kara in this one. And someone else who can talk about this, who sends in regular videos for this show, BC.
Hey, what's going on? This is your boy, B to the C. Hit me up on Twitter at RealJackAssBC, RealJackAssBC. This is a brand new Channel Control channel. Look at that. You can go to youtube.com/Channel Control TV. How awesome is that? Way to go, Rob. Mad respect. Yeah, so Supergirl. Supergirl was really good, man. I really, really enjoyed it. When Supergirl first started out, I didn't think I was going to like it. And then if you would have told me, would you prefer a season 1 on CBS over a season 2 on CW, and you would have told me that I would have preferred season 1 on CBS, I would have told you that you were crazy. But actually I did. I actually liked season 1 much more than I liked season 2 on CBS. But that's not to say season 2 was bad. It was just okay to me. It wasn't incredible. It wasn't great. But it was okay. And season 3 has started out really good, I think. I really did enjoy the premiere. I think it was a lot of fun. I think it was really cool. I liked dark, angry Kara. I liked her little moodiness, the mood change in her made her kind of more intimidating, made it a lot more fun to watch, and I liked where they were going with it. I'm kind of hoping that that's not over and done with. It may have seemed like they kind of wrapped it up at the end of the episode there, but I'm hoping that it's not wrapped up, and that that's just like the start of it, maybe starting to get wrapped up, but we still take some more time with her still being real dark and gritty. I'm under the understanding that Mon-El is actually coming back to Supergirl, but I'm not 100% positive on that. I think her name is Jupiter Girl or something. They kind of showed us the mother that saved her daughter by bending that bar and whatnot. I think she's actually going to be a villain. I'm not 100% positive. She was okay. She was cool in it. I liked her in the role. But all in all, I think it was a really enjoyable episode. They did a good job with what they have because, you're not going to get Ally McBeal since, all the time. I like the idea that they have her on the TV. She's now part of the president's staff and all that. We got Wonder Woman who plays the president. We didn't see in this episode. But I do really like that, and I think it is going to be another fun season. We didn't see Guardian in this, which is something that I actually like. I don't like all the different superheroes. I think Supergirl should be the only real hero there. I like Jimmy Olsen just being Jimmy Olsen, so the less Guardian, the better. The more Jimmy Olsen, the more I like. The dude that was one of the that's been on S.H.I.E.L.D., excuse me, I forget his name, but he seems to be like he's going to be one of the bad guys, one of the billionaire kind of bad guys. He runs that company that goes against Lena Luthor's. But I like him. I hope he's still on Shield though. But I don't know if he is or not. But I do like that guy. I like seeing him in the show. He's a good character actor. So anyway, Supergirl, I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the rest of the season.
All right, BC, thank you for that. And yeah, it's not much that I'm going to disagree with BC on that. Well, except maybe the first part about it being on CBS where he liked it there. I did not. I thought it was better on CW. But you know what? We both like the show. It's good. It seems to be getting even better. It's one of the more interesting shows of the CW Flarrowverse. So let's move on. Next show we had that night was Valor. 2 helicopter pilots that had taken a special forces team on a mission. Shit went wrong. They had to get out of there. And they pretty much left those guys behind, saying that. And they made up a story as to what happened. And now these guys have contacted the U.S. again. One of the guys called his wife, and now it's fine. Now the people are finding out that, okay, well, these guys are still there, so we need to go in and get them. The truth has not come out about it, but you know, it's a CW drama, and they're going to spend an entire season ducking and dodging the truth getting out. As far as the show itself, this is one of the last military shows that has come out for the TV stations. We've had SEAL Team with David Boreanaz on CBS, The Brave on NBC, and now Valor. SEAL Team, I know I said it before. I did not like it. I was bored with it. There were a lot of people that I knew that did not like it, that probably would have, but I know it's just something about the show. The Brave, I liked a lot. When it comes down to actual doing a mission, they'll do a little story in the beginning, whatever, but once they start the mission, that's the whole show. Whereas The Brave, it's kind of like, here we do something, and now it's back to our regular lives and the drama, and then we do a mission, and then it's back to our lives, and no, I don't really like it. Valor is also one of those shows that I'm kind of about. I may have to watch a couple more episodes. You know, give it the, as BC said, the McCougar rule, give it 3 episodes. A lot of people say that anyway. It's not just the McCougar rule, but give it 3 episodes and see how it goes. After the first episode, I didn't want to gouge my eyes out or say that this show was horrible. I kind of liked it. So, well, when I say kind of liked it, it's 50-50. It could go either way, but a couple more episodes should let me know how this is going to be, and if I should just skip it for the rest of the season or continue to watch it. The next show up is Flash. I liked The Flash for the first couple of seasons, and I know I said that going into this, I didn't want Barry to come back too quick. He sacrificed himself to go into the Speed Force so that the world wouldn't get ripped apart and destroyed or whatever, and he did that, and he saved the world. So now Barry's gone, and you have Wally, who is now going to become the Flash. Kid Flash is going to become the Flash. We start the season off where it's Flash or Kid Flash, whatever you want to call him, Vibe and Joe chasing down a villain. I can't remember the girl's name, but she was in one of the like second season, I believe it was, and Wally couldn't even catch her alone. This is a villain, yeah. She gave Barry a little bit of trouble, but he eventually caught her. This was something where it took the 3 of them to catch this girl. Then these Samuroids came in, samurai robots, whatever, and they were about to take this guy down, and he just took him out. Then the next time, Wally dresses up as the Flash because this guy says, I want the Flash and want to destroy Central City. Dress up as him, he goes out, and he gets his ass handed to him. So, okay, so Barry's gone. Wally can take over for a moment before you bring back Barry later on in the season, but no, the only thing I see is Kid Flash or Wally getting his ass kicked by every villain he goes up against. But not to worry, because 20 minutes in, Barry's back. I did so much cursing that night. I was like, F Barry, F Iris, F Wally, F Joe, F dead HR, F alive HR, F everybody. I hated the fact that they brought back Barry so soon. Because, I guess, well, we're paying him. He's on contract, so we're not just going to let him sit out some episodes. No, God forbid. But here's what BC had to say about that.
All right, so Flash was a lot of fun. It had some issues. I think Flash was the weakest of all the shows that I watched, of all the CW premieres this week. I really didn't like that. It was really kind of like melodramatic and just over the top a little. And I know that's what we need out of the Flash. We need the fun, cheesy Flash. That's what I like the most. I like season 1 when it was just a lot of fun, and he's not emo Barry. He's just having a good time. But they CW does this problem. They did the same thing with Arrow, where Arrow early on they killed off Arrow in one season. In the middle of it, he died. It was like a fall finale or something like that. And then they brought him back. As soon as the fall premiere happens again, they brought him right back. And I was like, man, it would have been cool if you just let that breathe. And I think they really should have let this breathe. They could have kept Barry in the Speed Force. When they tried to pull him out, that could have failed. And maybe he was in there for 2 or 3 more episodes. We just don't see Barry. And you have Kid Flash being the Flash. It was just they got to the point where they're like, well, we've been doing this for 6 months. And now, we have to... We're not doing a great job, but we're stopping these villains. And then this one villain shows up, and immediately he's like, well, I want the Flash. Like, we got to get the Flash out now. We have to have him. Let it breathe, guys. Just let it breathe. I love Bartender Caitlin. I think Bartender Caitlin is really hot. So, how you doing? We better get us a Professor Dr. Wells, Harry Wells. Someone, HR needs to show up. We better get an HR soon. Maybe not just the old HR, maybe from Earth 2 or something, Jesse Quick's father, I don't know, but we better get somebody. Other than that, it was okay. It was just a little melodramatic, and the cheese factor was a little much for me, but all good.
Thank you, BC. There you go. I mean, what?
Hey guys, so I couldn't make it to the actual studio for Channel Control this week, so I am recording all of my stuff for you guys, because that weird little idea that I don't like the audience is simply not true, despite what Rob has to say. So anyway, let's get into it. So first of all, I've got Flash, and so I watched the Flash premiere this week, and I gotta say, out of all of them, out of every single one of the Arrowverse, this one was the most disappointing. I feel like it was the weakest out of all of them, and that was mainly because they did exactly what we said we didn't want them to do, and that was bring back Barry really like too soon. And shoot, I mean, it was like 15 seconds into the episode, and suddenly Barry's back. Sure, he's doing this weird, beautiful mind deal, but even still, it was completely unnecessary, and it kind of cheapened all the other characters. So I just didn't like it. I was hoping that they would bring him back like at the mid-season premiere, because then that would have been cool. Maybe it was a deal where, oh, there was a guy that they just couldn't beat. They've tried so hard, and now, okay, whoa, Barry's back. Oh, but then he does the beautiful mind thing. It's not so much the beautiful mind thing that's cool. It's the fact that I think they just did it way too early, and I don't know if maybe it was a contract thing with Grant Gustin, but on a creative standpoint, it just wasn't good, and I was really upset with that.
Well, holy shit. Matt sent in a video. Unfreaking believable. I'm kind of shocked right now. I need to take a minute to compose myself or something. I need a drink. Okay. Not for that. But they're both right. This episode of Flash, it wasn't good. And for one of the better shows, one of the stronger shows that the CW has had for the past couple of years, this one was just, ugh. Hopefully, this new villain, Aminette, I think it's Aminette Black, and it'll be played by, oh God, what's her name? She played Starbuck. I can't. Katie Sackhoff, I believe it is. I believe that's going to be the girl playing this villain. Hopefully that storyline will work itself out, and of course we have this guy, the Thinker, I believe his name is. So we shall see what happens there. And the next show up we have is Legends of Tomorrow. Now, Legends of Tomorrow is one of those sneaky shows. The first season was Getting towards the middle to the end of the first season, I was kind of getting tired of the show. But they did something with these characters that they made, the way they came together as a team finally, you really started to like these people. So by the second season, it was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm in. I'm all in. And now they ended off a season where they get to LA, there are dinosaurs walking around, people are speculating all kinds of things, like what's going on, what's going to happen. There were things that people talking about Commandy, the last boy on Earth, from old DC comics being put into this. And no, there's just some stuff that they screwed up, and they came in and Rip had made a whole new division of like Men in Black, but time police, Men in Black time cops or whatever. And as soon as they started to do their thing to fix whatever was going on, Rip comes in and just starts sending all the dinosaurs back, fixes everything, takes out all the flashes, and everyone's forgotten what happened there that day, and everything was kind of resolved within 5 minutes of beginning the show. From what you saw last season, all that you're thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen? This and this and that, and in 5 minutes, done. Much like Flash, I'm like, why y'all giving us these huge cliffhangers when within minutes it's fixed? I don't even know where they're going with this, but the thing is, I still like the Legends of Tomorrow, the show, the cast. I'm gonna have faith in them because it's the team. This is the team. This is the real team show. Everyone else is, these people kind of like, they didn't even want to be there. They just got thrown into this, and now they got to work together, and they work together well. So let's hear what the guys have to say about this.
Legends of Tomorrow was a lot of fun, even though I didn't want to like it. Like, watching the episode, I wanted to be mad at it. Unfortunately, that's not how that happened, because this cast is just so good together. Bringing them, the chemistry of them is incredible. I love watching these guys interact. It's a lot like the actual, like the Avengers. Like, I just love to see these guys together. Every single one, they just have such good chemistry together. And I was really excited after the season finale last season, where, they land back in 2017. There's dinosaurs, and there's, the time's all screwed up. And so you're like, oh, this is going to be an interesting new season. Nope. 15 minutes in, that's all cleared up and good. And we got the Men in Black. That's all? That's all we're going to do? Like, we're just going to wrap it up like that? All right, cool. And then we get Rory out on the beach, just being a drunk. I love that. Was probably my favorite part of the whole thing, to seeing him, just because that's what I would be doing. I'd be like Rory, man. He's a G, dog. But other than that, it was I really did enjoy. I'm interested to see if we're going to get Vixen, what we're going to do. We're going to bring her back, because I know that apparently Dr. Stein. Professor Stein is leaving the show. The actor has another show that he's going to be going doing, which makes me think that we're gonna lose Firestorm altogether. unless we're going to add somebody new for him to fuse with. But I don't know what's going to happen there. I am excited to see where the season goes because, again, and it all hinges on the chemistry of this team. This chemistry is just so damn good, and I just love to see them together. So, anyway, Legends of Tomorrow, I really enjoyed it, even though I didn't want to.
Legends of Tomorrow, that was a good one. It just kind of felt like a solid episode. It wasn't necessarily that anything huge happened, except for the fact that now you've got this agency, the Time Bureau, which I thought it was cool. I mean, it's a cool little. It's different than what we had before with the Time Lords and all that, which I'm assuming I don't remember if that was actually what they were, but anyway, I thought that was cool, and I'd like to see all the legends in different environments, and like you had the Bed Bath and Beyond with White Canary and everything else. And so it was funny, and even like the Google tech place that Ray Palmer was working for. So I think overall it was a good episode. It was a good way to start off the season, but I'll be interested to see where they go from here, because they didn't really set up a whole lot for the rest of the season unless the Time Bureau is going to be everything that they do from now on. Ultimately, though, I thought it was a good episode, so I'm excited for the rest of it. I would say if I was to rate where they were on a scale from like 1 to 4, I would say that Flash was 4 because that was not great. Legends, I would say, would be 2. Arrow fit in at 3, and then I actually think Supergirl was the best one of the week. So yeah. Legend of Tomorrow, pretty good. I'm just waiting to see where they go from here.
All right, guys, thank you for that. And let's keep this thing moving. The next show up we have is Dynasty. Now, this was a show I talked about before. This was an old 1980 show, and I loved it back then. I was waiting for all the cat fights and the just women just beating the crap out of each other and the drama and all this stuff. And it kind of got that, but this is not the 80s Dynasty. This show's a bit lacking. And after watching the first episode, I mean, I may watch another episode, but I really can't see myself just getting fully into this show. Again, I may watch an episode here or there, but that is pretty much it. I don't think I'm going to be investing too much time in this for the rest of this season. Our next show is Riverdale. Now, I did watch the season premiere of this show, like I watched the season premiere of it last year. And like last year, I don't think I'm going any further. Even when it hit Netflix, Riverdale, I watched maybe the second and the third was on, but I honestly did not pay attention to it. So I've got no idea what's going on in Riverdale, just what people mentioned to me. I just don't have no interest in this show. So watching the season premiere of this one, I don't know what happened last season. I'm going in blind into this one, and I'm just sitting there like, what's going on? What's happening? And Archie's dad got shot, and then Archie's seeing this, and Veronica is getting into the shower with Archie, and my whole head goes back to the comic books like, Archie never hit that. I can't. Just a block. I just have some kind of block, and I just can't do it. However, the person that watches it, take it away, Matt.
Oh, Riverdale. You're kind of my guilty treasure. I loved this show in season 1. I loved everything about it except for the main character, which is Archie. Hated Archie. And so the premiere of season 2 showed up, and they showed that his father had got shot, which is something we kind of figured was going to happen toward the end of episode 1. And now it's all about him trying to deal with his father potentially dying while also trying to find out who the guy was. And everybody else was also trying to find out who done it, basically. And I gotta say, I still hate Archie. I really do. The guy is annoying the crap out of me. Like, everything about him just annoys me. His demeanor, the way he decides to, everything about. I don't even know why Veronica likes him at this point, because even he's just so whiny. Like, he doesn't like see the big picture. And I get it. He's a teenager. He's not supposed to. No teenager really sees the big picture because they're all pretty much self-absorbed. But this guy, I mean, come on, man. Like, he just kind of takes that whole teenage angst and just brings it to a whole nother level. And it is just annoying to watch. But anyway, as for the rest of the episode, I like what they're doing with Jughead, about how may or may not joining the Serpents. And I also like, I really just like his relationship with Betty. It's not going to go anywhere, because I feel like they're going to end up trying to push Veronica with Jughead and Archie with Betty. I mean, at least maybe from what the comics are saying that they're supposed to do. But I like where they're going with it. And I also liked at the end with Veronica seeing her dad for the first time. That's going to add another layer to it all. And also, I would have been so upset if they killed off Archie's dad, because he is probably one of the best parts of the show. If they had done that, I would have been just really upset, and I may not still watch the show. But I would not watch it with a lot of happiness. There'd be no happiness with me watching that show anymore. And then it's going to be cool to watch the rest of the season. It'd be a whodunit season. Now, we already saw that happen with last year whenever you had... oh gosh, I can't remember what his name was, but anyway, the brother of the redhead lady. That was the whole episode of, like, the whole season was who killed him, sort of thing. So it's going to be cool to see this one with, like, an assassin that's still running around murdering people. And I'm wondering why he would kill the weird music teacher, who, by the way, I mean, kind of a pedophile. Little weird, right? Little weird. I mean, first Archie, now this other kid. I guess she doesn't have to worry about it now. But anyway, I'm excited to see what happens with the rest of Riverdale. I would have to say it was probably one of the better premieres on the CW this week. Seeing as we're talking about a whole bunch of CW premieres, I would say I've already ranked out where the Arrowverse was, but I would say this was probably the best one. Well, no, probably the second best one after Supernatural. I'll talk about that in a sec.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. And hopefully you keep up with Riverdale for the rest of the season, because when we talk about it again, you're going to be the guy that's talking about it. Chances are, I will not. I can tell you that right now. So the next one up we got is Arrow. Another one that last season, it was almost like Gotham for me. I'd watch an episode here. The next episode, I just lose interest, and I wouldn't watch it again for 2 episodes, and I'd watch an episode, and I wouldn't watch 3 episodes. And also with them moving all the CW shows from Hulu to the CW channel, again, I'm looking at Hulu almost every single day. When I miss a show the night before, I go to Hulu and I watch it there. I'm not thinking to go looking on CW. I expected my shows to be right there because I had them tagged and all that, and which is why I missed, like, all of iZombie. I watched the first 5 episodes, and after a while, I just stopped watching because I just forgot about the show. I'm watching other things. So, yeah. Arrow, I knew that the island blew up, and now they're showing us what happened, how they had to go back and save people from the island, and John seems to have PTSD. There's Black Siren and the new Black Canary, and Lauren Lance now, I honestly like her character more. She's so much better as the Black Siren, being an evil character and a good character. When she was a good character, I wanted her dead. And when she was dead, I was like, thank God she's gone. And now they brought her back, and I'm saying, oh my God, she's going to... Oh, no, she doesn't. She's actually awesome. So yeah, leave her bad. I know at some point they're going to switch her over or something, but you know what? We'll get to that when it comes. But right now, I like the character she's playing. As far as the season premiere, it was okay. I need to get back into Arrow, so I'm gonna have to continue to watch the episodes. But as far as this episode, I liked it. The guys, here's what they have to say about it.
All right, so we got the Arrow premiere. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun. It kind of, this is gonna be weird, but it almost dragged a little bit though at times. Like the plot kept kind of thickening and changing, and I didn't like the flashbacks. I didn't really get what was going on. Those were a little, like with the Flash, a little too melodramatic. But so I guess everyone survived the damn island. Yeah, good job there, not doing a damn thing, blowing up the freaking island. I mean, Mom died. Okay, oh good, we killed the one expendable character, and now Speedy is in a coma. Well, Speedy's just a reoccurring character, so you had to have a reason for her to not be on the show all the time. Other than that, I was like, well, all right, cool. Something's happened to Diggs. I'm kind of worried about him. He's got that little shake when he's trying to shoot. We saw he's got the scar on him from when the island started to explode. So what's going to happen with Diggs is going to be interesting to see. He's one of my favorite characters on the show. He has been since the show started. Wild Dog, again, I'm still loving him. I guess we're just back to killing people. Just because Arrow was, he was just pop, 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 and then Wild Dog walking in with a shotgun and just boom. All right, all good, man. I get that maybe the arrows are just incapacitating people. I don't know if that's what we're supposed to be doing, but to me it felt like they was killing people. They was killing fools. So I don't know what the angle there is, whether they actually are or not, or those icers that they're using that Cisco made for the team. They need to have a different sound. They need to not sound like guns. Like they need to do something to differentiate between the sound of a gun and what they're using, if they're not using actual guns. Like they're using icers or something that Cisco made. Stuff like that. But that's been an issue, a small issue, that I've had. Not a big deal, but anyway. Other than that, I really enjoyed it. I absolutely love evil Laura Lance, or I guess we'll call her Black Siren because that's who she is. Because I never really liked Laurel's character on the show. I thought she was wasted. I thought she didn't need to be there, and seeing her as Black Siren, the evil version of her, it's just fun. Like she's found her role there. That's her way to be a part of this show. And man, it's badass to watch her. She's sexy. She just is flat out sexy as the villain. Worried about old detective or Pops. He's having a hard time, man. He wants to be drinking. He's trying to kill his daughter. And it's not his daughter, man. I don't care what he says. That's not his daughter. She's from another world, man. You are on that world as her father. That's not your daughter. Your daughter dead, man. And the other one's saving time. But yeah, I liked it though. Again, I did. I did like Arrow. The kid angle was boring me. I don't want the kid there. I wish they'd just go ahead and get rid of him. But you got to try something different. You eventually had to bring that kid in because we mentioned him really early on. But again, let him go live with his mama's mamas or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the kid. The kid stuff was really boring to me and didn't add anything to the show. In fact, I felt that it actually took away from the show. We kept going back and going, no, just go back to the main plot. I want to see what's going on with the team. I like that Mr. Terrific is no longer doing the cornrows. We're just kind of pulling the hair back and putting it in a ball in the back. Makes a lot more sense because there was no way that he was getting all cornrowed up just to get in costume that quick. Like it just wasn't happening. Y'all ever put cornrows? It takes a while. All right, you can't do it that quick. So now we just kind of combing it back. That's a little better. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely a little bit better. But all in all, I really enjoyed Arrow. If I had to pick a favorite over all the premieres, it would probably either be Arrow or Legends of Tomorrow. But I want to see who this villain is who came and saved Laura Lance in the flashbacks. I hope we don't get too many flashbacks of this island. I would like some more on Slade Wilson. I guess he's just a cool dude now, and him and Stephen Amell, well, we're just buddies, we're pals. I mean, you killed my mom, but we're cool, man. Like, it's all right. Come visit us in the hospital and things. So yeah, that's weird, but what are you gonna do? It's CW TV. So anyway, I liked it.
All right, thanks, BC. I know I had said the guys before, but it was just BC that had something to say on that one. Next show up, Supernatural, and let's just go ahead and hear what Matt has to say on that show.
And finally, last thing on the list was Supernatural. The premiere started this past Thursday, and man, that was pretty good, with the guys meeting Jack for the first time. And after the end of the last season, which I'm assuming was the 56th season, because that show will never end, I wasn't sure where they were going to go with Jack, if he was going to be a bad guy, if he was going to be a good guy. And I like how they introduced him. He's just a guy who doesn't know anything yet. And he's constantly looking for his father. And later on, we find out that he's not looking for Lucifer, he's looking for Castiel. Which makes things really interesting because Castiel is dead. So you've got this whole dynamic of, you've got the grief of the boys, and then you've got this kind of sullen grief from Jack. So that was a cool thing to watch. I also liked everything else of Jack trying to learn his powers, and even the moment where he's got that childhood personality where he finds that he can open up, or he can get candy bars out of a vending machine. And I like that moment where he gets a candy bar out and he's like, I like nougat. It was just kind of a funny little moment. But it's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. I did not expect to see Lucifer and their mom in this episode at all, but yet they surprised us by showing him in the end. So I'm wondering if there's something Lucifer knows that's going to be able to get them back to their dimension. But I also am curious if they're going to show us more of the dimension that they're in, because that would be interesting to see. Because what we know about that area is that it's a warlike place that basically, I believe it was the demons won or something. And so it's just all out war. There's new types of demons, and Bobby's still there. So it would be cool to see that place a little bit more and how it's going to fit in to the rest of this season. And it will be curious too to see if they're going to go the route of Monster of the Week, because that was a lot of the filler episodes that they have in Supernatural. If they're not going to talk about the big thing, the big plot of the entire season, they go on some sort of monster hunt. But now they've got Jack. So can they go on a monster hunt? So it's going to be a little interesting to see. But Supernatural, I would say, was my favorite show of the week, and mainly because I like this plot that they're going with. You've got now Lucifer's son, who maybe they're going to be able to shape and mold into the savior of the world. Maybe not. Maybe he'll end up dying some weird way, because I don't know how they're going to, because not even angels could kill him. And then because nobody ever really dies in this show, I wonder if they're going to bring back Castiel. So that's going to keep me for a good while. And thankfully, unlike Flash, they didn't bring Castiel back right then and there. So yeah, that was nice. Anyway, so that's it for me. Talk to you guys later. See y'all in the next week on Channel Control.
Yeah, so Supernatural, man. 13 seasons. And they're going to try to spin this off into another show, which, honestly, I hope it works. But this one, again, I thought I watched every episode of Supernatural last season. Apparently, I must have missed something, Because going into this one, I was a little bit lost because I didn't know that Jack had been born and just said, and just popped up and all this. And I mean, I really don't remember Castiel being killed and their mom going to this other dimension. Again, CW got pulled from Hulu. I lost track of a lot of shows. So Supernatural is a show I loved from day one. And even though it's getting a bit long in the tooth, I'm still going to watch the show. So there's that. And to finish off the CW premiere week, we have Jane the Virgin and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Jane the Virgin, I watched the first season and I absolutely loved it. When the second season came along, I watched episode 1 and I didn't watch another episode for the rest of the season. I don't know why, I just didn't. And when I tried to watch it again, I was so far out of what was happening that I just said, screw it, I'm not watching this anymore. I'm done. So watching the season premiere of this, I just sat there going, who's that? What's going on? Why is this happening? He's dead? This person's dead? What the hell happened? I don't even know what season they're in, but I know that I have a lot of that show to watch to catch up on because this is a show that you need to know what's going. It is a soap opera. It's a telenovela, and if you start losing track of it, you just lost a whole bunch of shit. I'll have to go read a synopsis on like Wikipedia or TV.com or something like that to figure out what the hell's going on in that show. So I'm sure the show was still great. It has moved to Friday, so it's in a death slot. I guess their ratings were dropping, so they moved it where they don't really care about low ratings, or lower ratings, I should say. And Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, I watched the first episode, and now, once the musical stuff started, I was out. And this one, I tried again. I watched it, and I'm like, oh, maybe they took out all the musical numbers and stuff. And then one popped up, and I was like, okay, I'm done. Click, and that was it. TV's off. I'm not watching it. Now, I'm sure there are people out there that like it, and even if there are people who do not like it. These two shows will remain on the CW for probably the next 2 years. Yep, that's it. That's the word. I'm giving them 2 years. So, out of everything this whole week, what was the best show? I'd have to say it is a tie between Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow. I really like what they're doing with those shows. I've been liking them more since last season. So they've pretty much come out on top this week as far as the premieres, and that, as they say, is that.
Channel Control, that's what's going on here. Thanks for checking out the show. I know Rob and Matt are doing everything, unless Matt didn't show up because he hates you guys again. But that's that. Make sure to hit me up on all social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at RealJackassBC. That's RealJackassBC. You can also find my podcast, It Is What It Is, every single Thursday on Cinelinks.com, as well as the Offshoots Network, SCNS Live, every Thursday night, What the Force on Fridays. And I have, I'm trying to build a YouTube page. I'm not as good as Rob. Rob got, YouTube.com/Channel TV, Channel Control TV. I need 75 more subscriptions, so you can find it on my social media. It's pinned to the top of my profile on Twitter. Please go subscribe, check it out, and hopefully, we can maybe build some cool stuff out of that. Gifted Talkers is every single Tuesday afternoon where we review The Gifted on Fox. I hope you guys are really enjoying The Gifted because I'm really enjoying it. So, anyway, Rob, Matt, we'll catch y'all later.
Well, thank you for watching the show. Again, thanks, guys, for sending in the videos. And, hey, people, like, subscribe, click your notifications so you'll know when the videos are up. And in a couple of weeks, we'll be getting some more videos when BC goes out to Los Angeles Comic Con, and I can get some more panels up there for y'all because people seem to like them. And later, guys.